Welcome to day 11, day 11. And as always, we're going to start by taking 3 deep breaths to center ourselves. It's good to do it if you can, in through the nose and out through the mouth. So let's go. 1. Let the shoulders drop and relax. 2. Relax the jaw. Release any tension there. And 3. Open the heart to receive the flow of divine love. So, day 11. Day 11 is a little personal story here that I am 64 and starting all over again. So, this is about your best years can be ahead of you, whatever age you are. So I will actually be 65 in less than 2 months. So I'm at the tail end of 64, but in just 6, 7, 8 months ago or something like that, I really did start over almost from scratch in a lot of ways of clearing the decks and letting go of a lot of stuff and starting over with almost nothing from almost nothing. So um, up until then, I had a YouTube channel that I'd had many, many years. I adopted early YouTube, maybe 2007 or something like that. So I'd had that channel a long time, had over 2,000 subscribers on it, which is still not a lot for for a lot of people, but had 2,000 subscribers. That got wiped out, disappeared, vanished, started all over again there. Moved from Santa Barbara back here to West Hollywood to where I have lived before. Didn't have much. I have no savings. I have no retirement. I have no, family close by. Um, Very few close friends. Starting again at 64. Really have given up live talks as far as speaking in person, and am doing pretty much everything now on online, as are really most people now. But it still can be very scary, but I choose to see it as very exciting, a fresh start. And really, we've talked before about A Course in Miracles saying, birth is not the beginning, it's a continuation. Death is not the end, it's a continuation. So our lives are filled with beginnings and endings, and all of them are really, in many ways, just a continuation of life itself. So it's very easy to, when you have to start over again for whatever reason, or you choose to start over again, and people have all kinds of projections onto you, here in this building. And I love it here. I love my life here really so much. But it is not, it does not look like what the American dream is at 64, to be living in a small one-bedroom apartment in an expensive city with no savings and no retirement and all those things. No children, no spouse, no, all the things you're supposed to have. And I was in the elevator last week, and the maintenance guy who's worked here for years, so we know him, he just said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm living the dream." And he said, "You need a better dream." Because to him, I'm not living the dream. But I am, to me, living the dream. Because I'm living as I choose. Creating my own life. It does not fit the mold of what other people want. Uh, but it suits me very well. And so I want to just encourage you that when endings come and you have to start over again, and we start over again over and over and over in our lives, not always from nothing, but if you are starting over from nothing, I just want to tell you it doesn't make any difference how old you are, how you think you don't have connections and resources and finances and all of that. That's what this whole channel is about, is that with spirit, with God, with the principles, all things are possible for us, and it's not too late. And so, in my previous video, I I talked about, not giving unsolicited advice and fixing and correcting. So when the maintenance man said that to me, I didn't say, oh, no, you don't understand. This is blah, blah, blah. I just said, maybe you're right. just let him have, just let him have his way. He thinks I'm not living the dream. Good for him. We don't need to defend our lives and defend the choices we make and defend how we live as opposed to how the culture lives. So I just went, good for him. To him, I'm a big loser and my life is a nightmare. So what? So what? It feels good to me. And my experience of life is that a lot of times when my life looked really great on paper was when I was the most miserable. And when my life on paper looked like a big giant failure was when I was having the most fun and the most joy. So Jesus said, judge not according to appearances. So let's not judge our lives and ourselves according to appearances, but go much more by how we feel and know that we can take our own emotional journey. We can choose the thoughts we want to think and take our own emotional journey. So one of the things I'm doing here is, doing this YouTube channel as kind of a new way of doing it here and expanding this and just seeing where it goes. I don't have attachment. I'm just showing up, prepared, on time, doing what I said I would do with a good attitude. Everything else is out of my control. That's my motto. Show up, prepared, on time, doing what you said you would do with a good attitude, and everything else is out of your control. And we practice these new thought principles. So we're going to come to the I Am Meditations. This is number 303. This is my book of 365 daily guided, what we call spiritual mind treatments. What I call affirmative prayer treatment. Number 303. My best years are still ahead of me. I do not waste time ruminating on the past or worrying about the future. I know that as I focus on the joy of this day, my future is taking care of itself because I'm aligned with the source of all good. Ahead of me is still great creativity, love, joy, prosperity, interesting and loving relationships with wonderful people, positive contributions to the world and people around me, in the positive contributions to the world and the people around me, and wonderful new things to learn and master. My best years are still ahead of me. I would love it if you would say that with me. And sometimes it's good to touch yourself so your subconscious mind knows I mean me. My best years are still ahead of me. My best years are still ahead of me. My best years are still ahead of me. So I don't care if you're 64 or 74 or 84, wonderful teacher. One of my first metaphysical teachers was Louise Hay. I would go to the hayride here on Wednesday nights here in West Hollywood back in the 80s. And she would say at the beginning of each new decade of her life, she would say, this is going to be the best decade of my life so far. So at 80, she said, this is going to be the best decade of my life so far. She said it again at 90. This is going to be the best decade of my life so far. And her life was an absolute example of age is just a number. It's really about what you believe. So, click like, leave a comment, maybe tell me your story about starting over if you are. Subscribe to the channel, share the videos, know that you're loved. I love you, I love you, I love you. Now, tomorrow, I'm not going to do one of these 10-minute videos, but at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to do a live stream. So if you can join us Monday, tomorrow, on day 12, May 12th, 7 p.m., I would love to see you there.